It's year 3 of my fall capsule wardrobe, and I'm brimming with ideas about what we can and could be wearing. But I don't want to buy pieces that I don't need or won't suit me. But I do want to look vital, alive and vibrant, and most of all, still here. Hello, I'm Des and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm a nearly 70-year-old woman who loves to talk about beauty, fashion and lifestyle for the woman touching 70. So without further ado, let's crack on with my fall fashion ideas. So the colours of the season this fall are black, red, grey, yellow, pink and ivory. And happily all those colours bar yellow are in my newly discovered colour palette. And details of how I discovered that will be down below in the description box. Now, this is part 1 of my fall fashion prep. And what I mean by that is I've scoured the internet to find pieces that you and I can take into the fall-winter season that fit the bill of being stylish yet comfortable, and that will fit our casual lifestyle. Now, just a word on my lifestyle. So I am still a working woman, but where I work, in the office that I go to twice a week, the dress code is pretty casual. I would say it's smart casual bordering on casual. So I don't need to get too dressed up. I don't need constricting traditional office type clothes. I need flowing, comfortable clothes that I can keep warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And the rest of my time is spent at home or going out locally or sometimes into town where I might get dressed up, but really dressing up is not something I do on a regular basis. However, that's not to say that I can't do it. And I have actually got a wedding coming up. I think I've mentioned this many times on my channel recently. I've got a wedding coming up where I will be a wedding guest, and I will probably do a dedicated video soon on my hunt for the perfect wedding dress guest outfit for a winter wedding. So let me talk you through the 16 pieces that I have found that I think are perfect for our casual but sometimes smart casual lifestyle. Before I do, I just want to address a topic that was raised by one of my lovely viewers who asked for some tips on internet shopping, because as we know, internet shopping can be a bit of a risk. So let me just talk you through my tips for successful clothes shopping on the internet. So the first tip is measure yourself. Now, I know it's not always a fun thing to do. I can't say I love doing it, but I've got a pretty good idea now because I do measure myself on a fairly regular basis. I know what my measurements are, and on a website you will see usually the measurements for the garment. Now, sometimes it has to be said, what they'll do is they'll put up a picture of a very slim model who doesn't look anything like me and probably is very tall as well, and it'll tell you how long the garment is on her. Well, okay, that gives you a rough idea in terms of length. The only thing it won't do is give you the circumference of a skirt or a trouser or a dress, which does irritate me because even on the standard sizing, you don't really get an idea of circumference. But really, the best way to gauge any sizing is look at the reviews, because the reviews are really helpful in telling you what size the person is who's reviewed the garment and what size they've picked and whether they think it fits true to size or not. And the next tip is, do be honest with yourself with your measuring. This is something that I have started to realise, that although I am small here and my hips are, well, they're not small exactly, I'm about a 38-inch hip, but my waist is much larger in proportion to my hips. My waist is about 30-31, which means that sometimes I'm going to have to buy a bigger size, like a medium, and sometimes a 12 UK, which I think is an 8 US, when really I'm not very tall. I'm 5'4" and I'm not exactly large, but I do have a large waist and quite a lot of fat below my waist. So I can't really get away with a lot of 10s or 6s in the US. I have to be honest about that. And what it might mean is I have to buy a bigger size and maybe have it tailored to suit my figure, have it taken in a little bit. So do be honest with yourself about your measurement, and hopefully that way you'll avoid having to send something back that doesn't fit. Tip 3 is, remember that the colour you see on the screen isn't necessarily going to be the colour that you see when you receive the garment. And if you're in any doubt about the colour, perhaps give it a miss, unless you don't mind sending it back. Tip 4 is check whether you have to pay for returns. Now, Uniqlo in the UK has started charging for returns, but I don't mind that because it's quite a small sum, and when I think about how much it would cost me to actually go into the centre of London or to go to a shopping mall, the petrol, my time, it's actually still saving me money and time by shopping on the internet, so I don't mind. But a lot of stores are still offering free returns. Tip 5 is lean into being able to shop at home. Enjoy the time you can spend trying on things, trying on the item with different items that you already own. It is a real luxury, I think, to be able to do that, and it's worth every penny to me. And sometimes what I do is I'll go into a physical store and try things on, but I won't actually buy them in the store. I'll go home, order them online, and then at least I've had an idea of what the fabric feels like, what the colour's like on me, but I've got time to try on the piece with some other items that I already own, and I really appreciate being able to do that. And finally, the best tip I've got actually is if something is sold out online that you really covet, set up an alert, because the item often does come back into stock, particularly if it's very popular. And the other thing I would say is don't just rely on the alert, actually pop into the site every now and again and check, because this happened to me recently. A few months ago, I was desperate to get hold of a pair of Mary Janes from COS, and I did set up an alert, but actually I also went in and found that I hadn't been alerted and the shoes were back on sale, so it was definitely worth doing that. So I hope that was helpful, and now let's get into my 16 pieces. So let's start with Nordstrom, and we're going to start with this beautiful cream cardigan from And Other Stories. So we've just talked about sizing. It says it's true to size. It's made from shaker stitch cotton, and it's a cardigan sweater, they're calling it. It has a V neckline, dropped shoulders and a button front. It's 100% cotton, it's dry clean or machine wash and line dried, and it comes in sizes extra small to large. And the reason I picked this cardigan is, well, first of all, it's in ivory, which of course is one of the colours of the season, but also it does come in other colours. In fact, it comes, I think, in blue. But I really think it's one of those pieces that you can layer, you can wear something warm underneath it. It's a sort of smart casual piece. You can dress it up by wearing a skirt that I'm going to come to in a moment, or you can dress it down by wearing with jeans. It's just an all-round great staple piece for autumn. So the next piece is this beautiful black A-line floaty silky skirt from And Other Stories. I think this is such a beautiful piece, and I think it is a smart casual as opposed to a casual piece, but it would look lovely with the cardigan we've just talked about. It would also look really great with a black cashmere sweater, I think. Or of course you could wear a silky blouse with it, but I just think it's a beautiful piece. It's from And Other Stories. It's not super expensive. It comes in, I think, sizes 0 to 14, and it's quite reasonably priced. It's about £82 in the UK, and I just think it's a beautiful piece and I'm coveting it. Now the next piece I want to talk about actually might go very well with the black skirt as well, and that is this beautiful green silky top. Now I know green isn't one of the colours of the season, but oh my gosh, it's definitely in my colour palette, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now you could dress this up or dress it down. Because it's silky, you could wear it with the black skirt, you could also wear it with a pair of jeans. Again, it's something to elevate your wardrobe, I would say. If you're looking for something to take you out in the evening, if you're going to the theatre or you're going on a date night, I think this would be absolutely beautiful. It's from COS, it's not particularly reasonably priced, but for a special piece to elevate your wardrobe and make you excited about your wardrobe, then I think this piece would be lovely. Now let's talk about comfort, and what do you think about this beautiful pink cardigan? Oh, it just looks so comfy to me. As soon as I saw it on the site, I just went, oh, I really would love to have that. I really like the balloon shape. It's by Free People. It's got rather lovely buttons, which I think are a really nice detail. And anything that says oversized, I'm drawn to, because there's something really comfortable about that. And after all, we are after being comfortable and stylish at the same time. And I think this cardigan ticks all those boxes. Comes in sizes small to extra large, and it's 100% cotton, which I think is quite a good fabric for this time of year, because you can wear wool underneath if you want, but you might find if you're in a centrally heated house that actually 2 wool items are just too much, particularly if you've got the fire on or you've got your central heating turned up. So I think a cotton fabric is a good fabric to have at this time of year. Now, talking of wool, let's talk about these black woolen trousers. Now, they are Eileen Fisher, and this is a brand that I had known about, and actually some friends had mentioned it, but I'd never actually purchased anything there. And then one of my lovely viewers mentioned them. And I thought they had stores in the UK, and I think they used to, but they don't anymore. They are just within a store, so they have concessions. But on the Nordstrom website, there are plenty of Eileen Fisher garments, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Now, of course, we're not talking cheap here. They are quite pricey. But don't these trousers look so comfortable and stylish? They absolutely tick both those boxes. Now, they are made of wool, but looking at them, they look like they'd be really comfortable. So they are definitely on my wish list for autumn winter. Now, let's talk about this ivory sweater by Free People. Viewer, I bought it. And I can't get hold of it in the UK, so I've actually ordered something from Nordstrom. Now, I fell in love with this in the summer, and I mentioned it in the Nordstrom sale video that I did recently, and I'll link that down below for you. And by the time I'd looked at it, it had sold out, but it's come back in, you see. So my tip I mentioned about checking a site to see whether a product that you like's come back into stock, it worked for me. Now, it hasn't arrived yet. Obviously, it's going to take a little time to come from the States, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. Now, again, this ticks all the boxes for me about looking stylish and comfortable, because it looks super comfortable. It's very oversized. I think I could really style it up by wearing it with my faux leather leggings that I bought last year. So I'm really excited to have it. And also I love a cable type jumper, or sweater. I think they look really attractive, and I love that texture about them. So I think this is a great piece to take you into fall. Now, I've also picked out this beautiful ivory shirt. Again, ivory being a colour of the season. I think this is, again, something you can dress up or dress down, a little bit like the green blouse, only maybe not quite as fancy as that. But again, a lovely silk fabric. You could wear this with jeans. You could wear this also with the black silk skirt, actually. And again, it will just elevate your wardrobe a little bit and give you something a little bit more special to wear. And finally, this crossbody bag. Now, I actually own this crossbody bag. This is from COS, and sorry, I forgot to mention the ivory blouse was from And Other Stories as well. Now, this crossbody bag has been the best bag purchase I have made in such a long time, and I wear it virtually every day. I have it in the brown leather, but it does come in other colours. I think on the Nordstrom site, it's only available in black at the moment, but black, brown, it doesn't really matter. Those are classic colours. I honestly cannot tell you what a great purchase it's been. It holds plenty. I have to take glasses, I have to take a purse, I have to take my keys, Kleenex, hand wash, all the basic things, sunglasses of course, and I think it holds them beautifully and comfortably, and it's not heavy at all. For a leather bag, it's beautifully soft but very light, and highly recommend it if you're looking for something that you can wear when you're out shopping, when you're popping to the local store and you don't want to take a big bag. This is right up my alley. Now let's move on to the UK and European pieces that I've picked out. And some of these may well be available in the States as well, particularly the Uniqlo pieces. But sometimes Uniqlo in the States and other territories has slightly different pieces. Sometimes it has exactly the same ones. So the first piece I picked out is this green cardigan. Now, green is supposed to be one of my colours, and I did actually buy a green Uniqlo cardigan a few months ago, but I sold it because I felt the green wasn't quite the right shade for me, but this is a slightly different shade. Now, this is a boxy cardigan, and I do think that boxy shapes do look great on women of a certain age because they are covering up the bits where we tend to put weight on around our tums. I think that a boxy shape can really give you a nice silhouette. And I don't think it matters if you've got a short waist like I have. In fact, I think it really can look very attractive on a short-waisted woman. Again, a cardigan is something that you can put over a shirt or over a blouse or over a t-shirt. It will keep you warm, it will keep you looking stylish, and it's just a great piece for layering, which is what we need at this time of year. Now, the second piece I picked out is this black dress, also from Uniqlo. Now, it's in a heavy t-shirt material, which I think is very appropriate for the coming season. And I like the length of it. It's not too long, even on me, and I'm quite short. I'm 5'4", or maybe 5'3.5" now, I'm not sure. And I just think it's a really great piece. It does come in other colours as well, which I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but everything will be linked below so you can check them out. And Uniqlo is an amazingly well-priced store. I buy a lot of my pieces from Uniqlo, and it always has up-to-the-minute styles that are wearable and comfortable as well. Now, moving on to Marks and Spencer's, who've really reinvented themselves lately, and they are much more stylish than they used to be. So I've picked out 3 pieces from them, and the first one is this beautiful cardigan. Again, slightly boxy but ribbed, and I think it's so attractive. I love the buttons. I love the style of it. I think it's cotton. I can't remember the fabric off the top of my head, but as I say, all the details will be listed below. But I think it's a really great style, and it's in a kind of an ivory, but it does come in blue, I think, as well, or navy blue. And I think it's just a really stylish piece that would look great with jeans, would look great with black trousers, that would be fine for wearing to the office or for going out. Now, this next piece is a crew-necked vest, and I have been coveting one of these for a long time. And when I saw this on Marks and Spencer's site, I thought I've got to add this to my wish list. I think it's really stylish. It doesn't just come in black, it comes in other colours as well, but black is one of my colours according to my palette. It would also look great with the satin skirt, which is also on my M&S wish list. And I think it would look great with anything. Just like the cardigan, you could wear it with jeans, with black trousers. As we come into the colder months, you could wear a base layer underneath it. And I just think it's a really stylish and attractive piece. And talking of silk or satin skirt, here is a satin skirt that's available at Marks and Spencer's, very similar to the Nordstrom. Lovely and flowy, would look lovely with the top I've just talked about, or the cardigan. Great piece to take you into fall. And finally, in Marks and Spencer's, what do you think of these wide leg trousers? I think they're rather stylish. I've always been a little bit wary of wide leg trousers, and I have bought some in the past and then I've sent them back. But I do think these look really stylish and are definitely worth checking out. And my last 2 pieces are from And Other Stories. And the first one is this beautiful frilly blouse. Oh my gosh, that is really on my wish list and I'm coveting it. It comes in red and blue. And red is meant to be one of my colours, and it's also a colour of the season, so I think it would look really great. It would, again, look fantastic with jeans or the black trousers I've just mentioned. And finally, this gorgeous mock neck purple sweater. Now, purple is another of my colours, but it does come in a variety of other colours, including yellow, which of course is another seasonal colour for fall. So there you have it. Those are my 4 fashion ideas for women touching 70. So let me know in the comments section, are any of these pieces tickling your fancy? Now, to help you decide whether any of these pieces are going to be useful for you, I have a fact sheet, and the link to access it is in the description box below. And that will help you to consider what pieces you already have and the type of lifestyle you have, and try to marry the 2 together and see where the gaps are. And that's going to be my next video, where I'm going to be going through my wardrobe to see what I need and what I might want to declutter as well. So I think that fact sheet is really helpful, and I'm going to be using it myself in my next video. So I really hope this video has been helpful to you, and if it has, I'd be so grateful if you'd give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, because I release videos every Sunday at about 8 o'clock in the morning UK time. And if you can't get enough of me, and who can, I have a monthly newsletter, and the link to subscribe to that newsletter is in the description box below. And in that, I don't just talk about beauty, fashion and lifestyle, but also music, books, podcasts and other bits and bobs that make us happy. And just before you go, I'm going to pop up a couple of videos that you might enjoy, and one of them is last year's fall fashion video, and the other one is what I wore in a week earlier this year. And thanks again so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me, it really does. And I hope you're all doing really well, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye!